Hello, welcome to Scott's Odyssey.
Cut. Wrong channel, Scott.
As stated in the beginning, this video is not what you would normally expect from Scott's Odyssey. But then again, it's exactly what you would expect from Scott's Odyssey. This video is a preview of a project that both myself and RaptorPA have been doing side work on in order to bring an alternate entertainment to our viewers, while doing it and keeping our personalities that we hope you've all come to like and love. Nothing is happening to Scott's Odyssey, and I will keep that going until I fade away. But there are other facets to me that I want to show all of you that do not fit into the being 100% factual and truthful and accurate about the stories that are presented. So I ask you to both enjoy this preview, which is as behind the scenes as you can get for a video, keep an open mind, and jump out the booty bunkers, which can be found listed in the description as well as under the main page at the bottom with the featured channels. Now for the real intro and how it really took place.
I'm recording now. Put you here. Oh. Come on, tree. You did good before. There you go. Making it a reality, part 2. I'm good.
All right, we're rolling. Booty Bunkers, scene 1, take 17.
Hello, welcome to Scott's Odyssey.
Cut. Wrong channel, Scott.
Oh, hold on. Hello, welcome to Booty Bunkers.
And cut.
I think we got it.
Did you hit record this time?
Yes.
So did I.
All right.
Whenever you're ready, I will give us a little bit of a...
This. That. And that. I'm good. Scott, a la Leonard Nimoy, in search of spirits. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no. Let's just do a quick finger roll. Just sliding your finger down. Wrong channel. Spirits and ghosts and cryptids.
And space aliens.
Yes, we may not be able to prove that they don't exist.
But we can sure try to prove they do. For centuries, things best described as paranormal, or outside what we humans consider normal, have captivated the imagination of mankind. There are those who believe,
and then there's those, like us, who are skeptics, who want to believe, and our mission on Booty Bunkers is to investigate all things unusual and unconfirmed, looking for that hard evidence that turns us into believers.
We've assembled a team to help us in these investigations. Each one has a particular field of interest in paranormal phenomenon, cryptids, and all other areas. While they may hesitate to call themselves experts, they all have experience in looking for the evidence.
With their knowledge of where to find the evidence in their specialized area, they'll be joining us as we make this journey of discovery. We want to find the proof that's not explained by science and logic.
It just seemed almost fitting to kick off this first episode with Bigfoot as the subject of our search. Sasquatch, Yeti, skunk ape, whatever name is used is a pretty commonly reported cryptid. BFRO, the Bigfoot Research Organization, has cataloged sightings from every state in the U.S., with the exception of Hawaii, and their list shows Pennsylvania ranks as number 12, while other repositories of sighting data listed as high as 3rd.
Any of those lists make it obvious that you have a better than average chance of encountering one of these creatures if you spend much time in the forests and woodlands of the Keystone State.
Okay, that's pretty much, yeah.
That's good. How did you feel about that?
I'm happy with it.
Okay. But I was just saying, in general. Oh, it has the light on. Ew, that's a battery waster. Ooh, turn the light off. The Squatch will see me coming. Oh, look at this. Know what I think that was used for?
Well,
let's see. Oh yeah, it's happening.
little background.
Nah, we're not getting the clunk. We need a better clunk. We'll call it the Unga Bunga.
For a little background, there were a few weeks ago reports of some prints being found alongside the lake in this area, and we're here to kind of check that out. They weren't the greatest print castings I've ever seen. Would you agree on that one, Scott?
I would totally agree that those print castings needed a whole lot more print than casting. Along with the story of how the prints got there, the lack of photography of the casting and of the prints previous to taking the prints. Yeah, there were a lot of steps missed. A whole lot of steps missed.
And we're kind of hoping we can find some ourselves.
At any moment, a park ranger is going to come up and he's going to be like, so we have reports of someone beating a dead tree with a dead stick. And then we're going to get in trouble and be asked not to do that. This area is Prince Gallitzin State Park. And like all state parks, it is very lacking in any form of the atypical underbrush of the wonderful Pennsylvania. But it's a state park. So what would you expect? I mean, you have to have your frisbee golf course.
And let's see.
Hole number 2. No trees with any identifiable scratchings, peelings, bendings, twistings. It looks like a state park, nice and clean, super clean. Too clean. What do you think, bud? Is it too clean?
Well, it's, I wouldn't say too clean, but of natural, typical forest understory, definitely too clean.
And I'm going to apologize in advance for the wind, because I know this camera on this phone doesn't like wind, and while we're on a lake that has, well, wind, of course. Well, there's definitely footprints here. And it looks like a maybe 100-pound buck.
Well, here kind of looks like a horseshoe.
There's a lot of mud kickouts. or dry dog crap, because they do permit dogs to come here and people don't pick up after their dogs. As you see here, we're passing some more of the indigenous creatures of the area. They call them the humans. Not sure if they are the feral humans or the more urbesque humans come to the forest.
That would get my attention.
All right. I don't see any bushes along the coast. There were definitely bushes in the background, but perhaps further up. Actually, I see a lot of stones, beach erosion stones.
I think they put a lot of riprap in here.
Remember, kids, if nothing else, you're getting an adventure into the Prince Gallitzin State Park right by the lake area. And that probably sounds horrible, even with this microphone. We'll find out, though.
Yeah.
All right. Normal squirrel dig. I was only pointing out the squirrel dig because it is so populated over here, or busy with people, that I want to make sure other animals actually come into the area.
Oh, here, you want animal sign?
Ooh. What kind of animal did this?
Something digging
It was-
into the rotten stump
And rooting,
for insects. Likely a skunk.
most likely a skunk. Yeah. Definitely rooting. Hopefully not the feral pigs.
There's our brush.
That's a little heavy.
Clearing behind it.
No signs of tree fall.
What's that?
No signs of tree fall.
No.
In the recount that we're following, there was a tree fall incident that was potentially harmful to the person who was doing the investigation, but we're not seeing any signs of that. Again, we may not be even in the correct area. Lots of webs, nice. This is bug heavy.
Something snapped it like 10 feet away.
Muskrat. Well, I'll tell you what, this be damn hard to find a footprint in.
Good. Does look a lot like the area.
But damn hard to find a footprint in. Let's see. That's 230 pounds, not even a shoe print. But holy cow, some big snails. Some really big snails.
Oh, yeah.
Monster snails.
Are you hearing? Oh, yeah. Somebody coming down there. Wait.
This is a puppy.
Hey, buddy.
Look at that. Did we find him?
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's friendly. Come here, buddy. Okay, we're supposed to go that way. Come on.
Around or through, sir?
Let's try around.
Alrighty.
Because
How's that around working?
Not the greatest idea I ever had.
Ah, now this is where we would look for prints. More snails. Let's see what my boot does here. Well, my boot leaves a depression, not a print. But if I were running or jumping, we have most likely deer track. Most likely.
And just for clarification,
Oh, this is soft.
there was rain last night.
This is soft but not wet. And just like with the Odyssey hat, we get rid of the spiders. He's somewhere here. No broken twigs. So if anything came through, it didn't come through fast. Took its time. Beaver damage. Skunkweed. Don't break that.
No. I'm going to head back out here.
All right. It's all clear on the right.
Restrooms.
Some more tracks, but that's a little different. All right, so definitely a deer track. If you don't see it, I'll come all the way in on it. That's definitely a deer track. So that could be a floor scrape, maybe a piss pot. If you don't know what these terms are, leave a comment down below and we'll explain what they are. If you're not Central Pennsylvania deer hunter or any kind of animal hunter, you might not know. So just ask. No deer scraping. Do have branch breaking.
Yeah.
So something pushes through here frequently. Lots of branch breaking, but that could be human, although there's no human print. And they continue over that way into the brush. Somebody randomly shooting shotgun shells, maybe hunting duck, geese. And unlike all the other channels, we're bringing this to them in HD or as close as possible so that it's not like crappy filming. We don't do crappy filming. And we know what we're talking about most of the time.
Minimum of 4K.
Minimum of 4K. Depends on how hot the camera gets and how long the battery lasts. Okay. So, if I were walking through, I definitely probably would walk through that area there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd walk through that area, but it's all open. You got the restrooms right there. I'd walk through this area. You feel good with that?
I'm good with that.
No more skunkweed, got some burrs. Got branches on the ground, unbroken. Got some deer that were really running. He took off. He buried all his weight. Woo! Oh my gosh, he really buried his weight because I'm barely even pressing that down. He was like, boom, I am out of here. And he took off this way. Where'd he snap off to? Probably right through here. And there we go with more. Yeah, he would have come through here. That's the deer took that branch out on his run. But was he running in or running out? That's a good question.
I'm going to say he was running to the lake.
Yeah. So that was a forward stop. That's where he stopped and he went, oh shit, where do I go now?
Yeah.
And he looked around. Tail in the air, head looking back. Something was chasing from up that way. Yeah, you can see a path going all the way up there. If I move the camera back and forth, you'll see how the path clears out. And that deer path. Poor bugger. And somebody came running through here as well. So it might have been a whole herd. Might have been 5 minutes ago as far as we know. And we did it. We kicked them up. Sure we would have heard them though. Something tells me we'd have been hearing the thump, the thump. Hey, hawk feather.
Yeah.
We'll leave that to go back to where it's supposed to go. Makeup bottle.
And then there's this.
Piss pot.
I would think.
Looking through the camera, it's got that piss pot look.
Yeah.
Looking at it with my eyes, it doesn't.
Well, yeah, the dirt kicked up on that piece of bark is what got my attention.
So somebody's marking their territory a lot. Yeah.
Hickory nuts. That explains why the deer.
I see the hickory nuts everywhere. Some big ones, some little ones. You see them? Hickory nuts. They're all over the place. Free food. Not for us. Alrighty. Bud's going the other direction. I just went this way to look to the edge of the tree. Yeah, none here.
Well, this one's unquestionable. Few indistinct depressions, but nothing that I would call a fringe.
Yeah. Well, Bud's still looking. I want to tell you, the sound of this lake and standing here and the breeze, little person in a sailboat. Let me show you what I want to do. Just come right down here for a moment. Take a look at this fishing lure. And then yep, this is good. What do you guys think? Leave comments down below. Nuts everywhere. Back down the beach with these ridiculously large snail shells.
That's some pretty serious escargot, dude.
There's some. Here, we got a fishing lure and deer print. Or, no, I don't know. Deer or dog?
Probably that dog we saw.
Yeah.
Probably that good boy we saw.
Yeah. Just look for toes with claws. Meanwhile, I'm totally forgetting to look back over that way. That's how you walk past them. Either that or you forget to look up because he could be in the top of the trees. Using his mind control. Apparently there's mind control involved with the Squatch. Take the easier route. That's a lot of nutshells. Now here's a clue.
Bigfoot lost his hat.
Somebody lost their hat. May have been Bigfoot.
Dropped his snuff.
Some strange symbol. If anybody knows what that is, please put it down in the comments below. I didn't bring my sample bag.
I left them in the backpack in the car. We really collected that. You have a small clearing back here.
Ooh, clearing. Non-golf course clearing too.
That fits the description.
Fits a description.
Like with 37 other spots.
Be aware there's a good amount of ivy on the ground. Yeah, there we go. There's some scat. Don't know if it's human or not. Did not look like bear.
You know, the interesting thing is the lack of the traditional tree structures.
Oh, no hunting. Yeah, these are all, well, these are old growth and a very small handful of young growth. And by old growth, I mean when they built the park. Looks like it was once pine barren, then went deciduous.
Yeah, and we're talking about 60 years. So that's about right.
So there's the thick behind us. That's what real woods look like in Pennsylvania. And this is what state parks look like. Could be a vole or chipmunk digging this hole. Ooh,
You know, I'm not the
look at that.
biggest supporter of the idea that every little
Look at
triangle
that.
of trees you find is indicative of Bigfoot. But
Yep, the whole little teepee thing.
have to,
Could be natural, but
yeah, it's a rather unusual natural collection. Can we put it that way?
yeah, and we got some scraping on the branch here, like it was pushed past or moved out of the way, but not enough for a deer to rub.
I mean, granted, it all could have fallen from the canopy above.
But then why isn't it doing that everywhere else around here?
Yeah, why just at this one lone little bush? Like I said,
And trust me, we didn't come out here beforehand.
and I'm
My
definitely,
body wouldn't handle that.
yeah, once is enough.
Nice eye though, good eye.
I'm just not.
Yeah, nothing similar.
I don't consider that a definitive sign in
No.
most cases, but I just find that interesting because there's not a lot of other than this large one, not a lot of other limb detritus.
That's the thing, like this one behind you has a limb, but at the same time there's no other
Yeah.
branches laying, there's no other branches around.
Couple here and there, but for all three of them to fall, I don't know. I'm not going to say it is, but I won't say it isn't.
You guys let us know down in the comments. And what I don't want to see in the comments is, look, there's another teepee. Look, there's another teepee. Then don't do that. Please, don't do that.
If we see one that interests us, we've probably seen it. Now, if you see Bigfoot in the background, please let us know in the comments with a
Yeah.
timestamp.
If you see a weird animal, weird movement, we'll identify it one way or the other. Unless we can't. Okay, so that was the sound, if you heard it, of a door closing on a car. I don't know how far from the road we are, but we're on a lake. You hear everything here. We hear everything from the other side of the lake.
I'm thinking we should not have any vehicles closer than that light we walked past.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
Well then, what? Was that not a door closing that just happened to our back right? Was that a wolf? Something like a wolf?
Well, I heard
versus
that.
That's what you heard?
Yeah.
I thought it sounded like a door
Well,
closing.
it could have been a noisy door, or it was rather indistinct. But
And then a wolf could also be a deer.
yeah.
Because the bucks, they'll bark at you. Well,
I'm just not, you know,
I'll
not convinced.
walk up a little bit.
Yeah.
See if we kick somebody up. Now I'm not walking slow for any reason other than keeping my ears peeled for a bolt. We got birds. They're screaming. They're screaming over that way. So they're either undisturbed over that way or they're disturbed over that way. But over this way is quiet. Except for the troll plane overhead. Not seeing anything. Nothing's kicked. No other bark, no other kick. But so I was walking up and there was nothing. Nothing was grunting, nothing was kicking up, nobody was barking. The birds were really active over this way, and then they became inactive over here. But just as I started walking back, they became active over here. And then I started hearing something down in the lower brush. That sounded like a grunt, and then either footsteps or nuts hitting the ground. Could have been nuts hitting the ground. Because now it's bird inactive over here. And then we get our troll boat. That'll destroy our microphones. Probably sounds like we're on the boat. I gotta figure out how to get around that audio issue. All right, we'll chalk the sound up to an unknown, but with a probability of either a grunt or a door close on a car echoing. That was definitely a nut hitting the ground if you heard that. So, just to clarify, one of the specialties that I have within Boo Debunkers is autism. How does it come in handy? Well, I can identify sounds in really spectacular kind of ways from a distance, from everywhere, and that's because of the fight or flight response that takes place in my head. No, you're not going to see me fight or flight. It's just a response. I'm always in fight or flight. Bud told me to wait here because we're doing some kind of a special shot. He wants to make it look cool. Got to make it look cool, right? Where's the fun if we don't? We got to be like all those professionals that are out there doing this. And this piece is very, very specifically for Scott's Odyssey, not for Boo Debunkers, but you need to go out and subscribe to Boo Debunkers because this will be fun. Now, if you go out to Boo Debunkers and you watch what we just did, you'll actually get to see what that was all about. It's going to look really cool.
Of course it is. We're in the shot.
We got some more deer running up through here, but they don't really seem to be coming up here a lot. There's no nuts up here. There's acorns, but not enough not the way they eat them. All these tree falls are old tree falls. Most of them are cut. They could have been intentionally felled. But I do like the way that looks right there. What do you think? The way that looks going right down in that little,
I like that.
Little tiny pine grove saying, come to the water at the pine grove. That's what I see. Now, we don't know anything about Bigfoot. We don't know what he likes, dislikes, she likes, dislikes, it likes, dislikes. But what we do know is everything in nature likes pretty stuff. And that looks pretty. So I'd go there. Is that human trash to your left? Just beyond the tree? Yeah, humans. That's the other reason why I always come out with the backpack, is to clean up people's trash. You know what I'm surprised we haven't seen yet? We haven't kicked up a snake at all.
No.
It's kind of weird. Should have kicked up at least a garter or a water snake. We even went through whatchamahicka, a little bit of skunk weed.
Yeah.
Get a pit viper out of that. We have a clue, everybody. I don't know if I could show it to you on camera, but we have somebody's dirty something that they left behind.
Yeah, we're not going to find out dirty what.
Yeah, we'll just leave that there for nature to take back, because we do know it's at least 60% cotton. Yeah, this is nice. All right, we got some squirrel digging. We got some more human trash. It also looks like a site where everything washes down. Got heavy lapping. Oh, there's a trio out in the water. Here we got branch breaking, but it might be human fishing.
Yeah, I'm going to tend to think that is human.
He's like, it grabbed my damn rod and he snapped it. Here we find another clue. It's an orange bobber. Why is it here?
The broken line.
That is the question. How did that bobber get here? Could it have been from the waves of the water? The rain from the deep forest? Did it fall from the sky? Or was it thrown there by a Sasquatch? We don't know. But we have the footage. What is that? That looks like one of those, what are they? They have a fly that goes in it? Yeah, a gall, that's it. Maybe a gall.
Could be.
Let's give her a squishy. Yeah, it's hollow.
Yep.
That was just a gall. Leave a comment down below if, number one, you know what a gall is. Number two, what is a gall? I got more trash. That's all washed down now. So whoever walks their dog here often.
Yeah, a lot of dog sign. A lot of weathered dog sign.
If you're wondering how it's definitively dog, one of the beautiful things, sorry about that, I don't know what I was pointing at. One of the things definitive about a dog is it leaves a paw print, and you're gonna have 4 pads, but the thing about a dog is they can't retract their claws. So, when you look at something like this guy here, you'll see the pad prints, but you'll also see the claw drags in the dirt or in the soil. And that's a nice bigger spread. His toes spread out there. And after you've seen it 1,000 times, you see it a mile away. I'll try to find you a more defined one.
What you mean is after you've seen it in the muddy backyard for 3 months after winter.
If you've seen it drug across your rugs and have to clean it in your house, you get used to it. And then you just accept that your rugs need to be brown. Somebody was eating a little bit of the freshwater clams, or freshwater oysters. Or nuts.
Well, that just brings up the question.
Is it a puddle of nuts washed down from the hill?
Or something feeding here.
Yeah, it could go either way. They'd have to be real floaty boys to not be in that lower pit down there. That is definitely lower over there than it is here. This is kind of shallow. Yeah, I would find that interesting. There's lower spots before you get here.
Again, nothing definitive.
But that's a whole lot in one spot.
And it's really, yeah, if you look, there's not a lot of angle leading to this point.
I just made an assumption when we walked past it the first time that it was just because it was in a divot, a hole.
Too.
But all these other holes are way lower and they don't have that collection. I mean, they're way lower.
Yeah, even here where it's roughly the same height.
And from the lakeside, there's like this perfect little bank. It was about 1.5 feet, and with the grass goes easily 3 foot. So you could like just sit there and be munching and watching what's going on. Plenty of foliage behind you.
Here's another interesting find.
Yeah, that's what I was capturing. Like somebody was munching on
Freshwater
freshwater oyster. Freshwater oyster.
Yeah, right, you corrected me.
Yeah, I got corrected so many times, it's a habit now.
But the fact is the hinge is still intact.
Yeah, the hinge is intact. That means
That
it
is
was
unusual.
eaten. Some shroomies. Don't know what shroomies they are. Whatever they are, don't eat them. Even if they're in the ground here, because we're next to conifers, so it's poisonous. Even if it's not poisonous, it's poisonous. Yeah, see, that is interesting, because I'm looking at all these other divots as we're walking along, and there's fresh green nuts in them, but there's no nut shells.
No.
There are some nut shells along the path, but not all in a puddle like that. That's kind of interesting.
See Netflix, the new Beverly Hills Cop with Eddie Murphy?
I have it on my list to watch. Haven't watched it yet.
I just saw
Was it
the
worth
other
it?
night. I don't know. Haven't watched it yet.
This is my drug addiction, people. I still do nicotine. It's an ADHD thing. You'll understand that if you research it. But started watching one that I found really interesting on Netflix called Evil. It's essentially got this guy who's Catholic seminary becoming a priest.
Okay.
And he's short time in it, so he's 3 or 4 months out. It's got this chick who's a psychologist, was a legal psychologist, a forensic psychologist, and this dude who's a techie, and they stereotype them all, because, you know, female psychologist stereotype the
And
techie as an Indo.
He investigates miracles and hauntings for the church.
Yeah,
I started watching that. That was on
It-
CBS for 2 or 3
yeah.
seasons.
It got the 2 seasons, toward the end of the 2nd season. The 3rd and 4th aren't on Netflix yet, but I was really into the 1st season.
First season was good. The
Second season got a little weird, and then it got dark the wrong way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are they doing that? They had something, but
Yeah.
we're not them. We're actually
us.
real. We're real people.
We're us, and I'm sure at least some part of this is going to make it into the final cut.
Yeah.
You did hit record this time,
Yeah.
right?
I hit record this time.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm okay with this going in, because this is what we're doing now. Is we just did our initial examination, and well, we didn't find our site.
We didn't find any prints.
No prints. Some dog. Well, we found prints: dog prints,
Dog
deer
prints,
print,
human
people prints.
Yeah.
Found some scat, which I didn't record because I'm pretty sure it was human. 90% sure it was human.
And we still have some standards.
Yeah, well, yeah, we have standards for
Pretty
that.
low, but some.
Might be a little bit different when we hit paranormal, but because that's not real. But we'll prove that to you. You don't have to take our word for it. So yeah, but what we did find.
We found an interesting structure that, again, it's like a lot of them. Could be natural, but we can't say for certain it was natural.
Yeah, and it wasn't big enough for a person or anything. It's just a little teepee, but still.
And rabbits don't generally build teepees.
Why did a teepee get put together in a location which is not frequented by people? Because they'd go, ooh, grass touched my leg. Oh my gosh, a tick. You know, so that didn't make any sense. And then there were the nuts.
That's the one I found the most interesting, was that collection of
Because
nuts.
it should have collected into the lower
Well,
holes.
in any other location.
Well, yeah, that's true. There were no other locations where it was collected
No.
like that. And even though there was a 1.5 foot bank and then tall grass, when I looked onto the other side, and I think I have footage of it, I'll have to double check that, but it wasn't in a cove location where if there was storm and it all collected up on the water, it would have pushed right into that spot.
Yeah.
There was nothing like that. It was just very dead straight
Yeah, it's not,
shoreline.
nothing that it was a natural explanation.
Yeah, wish we would have found much more, but you know, time limits, things to look at.
And also, how long did you want to really watch us meander around through the woods? You know?
We did it until we couldn't handle the sweat anymore. It's not the bugs. We don't have a problem with bugs. Matter of fact, I didn't see gnats until I came back
No,
up toward the humans. The humans. Stay away from them humans.
But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one.
Yeah,
it was kind of an interesting afternoon. Like I said, some things to think about. We may be back again because, again, we still have those reports that we're working with.
Yeah, we're working with a good handful of reports that sightings happen in this particular area.
And this is Cambria County is a hot spot in the state.
And fortunately, at this time, it's close to us.
Yeah.
Close enough. It's not really close, but it's close enough.
Close enough that we can go, hey, let's go spend a few hours in the woods here.
Our purpose is to come out and find something, anything that is more than a blurry picture, a poor quality picture, a cast that when they take it, it looks like they took their hand and scooped a hole in the rocks, and even when the cast was pulled out, it was full of debris and rocks in it, and it's like, that's not how you do a casting. There was no photographs of the area. There were no measurements taken of anything. It was just decided that it was a footprint that was actually...
I think there were measurements in some
I didn't see the... I didn't catch those. But for this
someone else had access to those and sent those to me.
Okay. All right, we'll have to...
So there was a measurement taken.
We'll try and get some of this into the...
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. But this is our first video for Boo Debunkers. Visit us again.
Understand, this is this is a passion project for us.
Yeah, we like cryptids. We like paranormal. We like
we've
UFOs and UAPs.
We've both got our own channels, and you know, regular publishing on one channel is a big enough issue. And you probably saw some of how long our attention span is today when we were out there.
What's that? Squirrel. No, it's not a squirrel. It's actually a pileated woodpecker. He's up there screaming at it, bouncing around. There's woodpeckers all over, and I keep going, look, woodpecker. Maybe that's knocks that they hear in the trees.
Yeah, that could be. But we're going to get out and do this as often as we can. We would appreciate the like and subscribe from you.
Definitely, like and subscribe.
It was kind of a hot, sweaty, wet foot kind of trip. Okay, damp at least. You know, I think.
And remember, our purpose is not to disprove, but to debunk. The difference being, if we actually find something scientific, well, we found something scientific. And we will definitely dig into that and probably get a little panicky and foamy at the edges of the mouth while talking about it.
Well, even let's face it, even what we saw today, you know, we can't distinctively say it is, but it sure put the question out there if it was a natural occurrence.
Yeah, definitely.
And, so that's the kind of information that we're looking to collect. And if we see that repeating in another location, then we're starting to see a pattern. Maybe that's something we can investigate further there.
Definitely.
And that's the kind of thing we're looking for. We're not here to disprove, because can you really prove a negative? We can't prove something doesn't exist.
Well, we can prove that it does.
We can prove that it does, exactly. And that's what our goal is.
All right.
Well, we come up with absolutely no catchphrase to close this one out.
Yeah. Make some suggestions down below. Tell us what our catchphrase for a closeout should be.
There you go.
Or for even our intro, because I'm not going to go Hi Scott's Odyssey at the beginning of every one of them. Oops, wrong show. Hi Scott, can't do that for every show.
Granted, that part was scripted, but the rest of the show was off the cuff.
Maybe the next one we could go, you could do the whole day trip for RaptorPA and start it off that way. Who knows? But come back for fun, laughter, and science investigation on fake stuff.
But in the absence of a channel catchphrase, until the next adventure, have a great week.
See you next video.